Welcome back to the Paper Turtle. This is Mary, and I have another haul video for you today, and hopefully we can get through it kind of quickly. I know my videos are pretty long, but I can't help it. I have a lot of stuff. So let's just get started with this. First, I will do, how about if I do the books first, because they are pretty big. No, you know what? I'm not going to do the books first. Sorry about that. I'm going to do the fabrics and linens and stuff first. And I'm going to start with this pile right here. I picked up this pile for $2 at the thrift store. And I haven't looked in it. I don't know what's in it. Somebody told me that I should prepare everything before I start the video. And usually I do. But sometimes I like to do the surprises on camera. I like to open up what I don't know when I'm not sure what I have. I like to open them up on camera so that you can share the surprise with me if there's any surprise. So that's why I do it this way. So it's a variety of cotton fabrics. This one is very pretty. And I have adjusted the height of my camera. So, because it looked like a lot of things weren't in frame in my last video, so hopefully this helps. Okay, so there's that, and then there's this purple, which is really, really pretty. This super cute one with ladybugs. Well, that's a pretty teal, and it's got, I'm going to have to stand up to do this because I can't see what you're seeing. It's got trim on the edge, and it looks like it was, there's some extra trims here. This goes with another bag that I bought. I'm going to show you. Evidently, it came from the same person, and I'll show you why. This is really pretty. And this one, that's pretty. Some more of that. This pretty yellow. I think I have more of this in my stash. Here is, goodness, a couple of bags with... This person was making something, and I think that they are bookmarks. I think. I'm not sure, unless they were going to be pieced together for some other reason. But that's what some of these are. Looks like she sewed the lace on there. There's that one. And then there's, this is the same color. And it has the trim and some lace. This one's pretty. Kind of different colors. Ooh, that one's pretty. That also has the trim sewn on it. This is a kind of a grayish tan. This one is going to be good for a 70s journal. I like that one. That's pretty too. Oh, a country one. And I like those colors. That's really pretty. That one. So many really, really pretty fabrics here. Just a plain pink, and this is, oh, I guess that's the front. I thought maybe that was the back. It looks faded. And then there's just some black and green solids. So that was for $2. That's a lot of fabric pieces. So I'm happy with that. And I'm gonna just put those. And then this one was all wrapped up, and I did open this one up, and I thought it was fabric. It's not. It's a crib sheet, but that's fine because it's very clean and crisp, and it's got piggies, and it's got excuse me, I'm so sorry. It's got piggies, and it's got skunks. So I thought that that was really cute, and that's going to be adorable on a little golden book journal. Okay, then I have some, well, let me show you these other things. These were in packets, and they had a sign on it that said shirt making kit or something like that. And they're all the same, and it looks like what they did was put together. Some of these looks like it has facing with it, and they're pinned, and these are all pieces to make a shirt, some type of a shirt. There's no instructions in it, so I guess you have to just figure it all out yourself. But I'm not going to make a shirt, so I'm not worried about it. I just liked it for the fabric, so that's why I picked it. So this is a real pretty pale orange with orange and purple flowers on it, and each of these kits came with some buttons. They're not anything old or vintage, they're just shirt buttons, but they're peach, so that's why I picked this one, because it's a different color, really pretty, and the buttons coordinate with the fabric, so that works. And then this one is a real pretty pale green, just plain white buttons. And then there was this bag, and I don't know if I think I paid 25 cents for it. And this obviously came from the same lady as that pile of fabrics, and they are all these, I'm guessing they are supposed to be bookmarks. I'm not really sure, but they're sewn together and they have lace on the ends of them. Bookmarks, would you say? I don't know. And then little pieces of ribbon in there. So there's a whole bunch of them, all different patterns, all different colors. And I'm pretty sure I could do something with those for $1/4. I can just embellish them as bookmarks and stick them in a journal, I guess. That would be the least creative way to use them. Then I have these pretty linens. This one is very, very dainty and delicate, crocheted piece. I think that's really pretty. Very, very dainty. And then this one, I think that'll look awesome. Folded in half in a journal, either on the cover or even just as a page in the journal. I think that would be nice. A square one. I thought that was different. This one is really pretty. It's heavy. I'm not sure exactly what this material, the string is, but it's heavy. But that is going to look awesome wrapped around a book, I think. I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to try it. And then this little hanky with a little basket and the rose on the corner. The rest of it's kind of, these need to be washed, but it's plain. And then this, maybe somebody can tell me a little bit more about this. This is a, I don't know if this is like from World War I, World War II, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It has this nice little poem about a sweetheart. And this, it's all sewn together. It's doubled. Feels like there's something in there. I don't know what. Oh, that's kind of scary. But it's all sewn shut. So it's not like it's stuffed like a pillow. It's not like there's an opening to put something in. It's all sewn shut. It's satin. It has this on it, which I kind of guessed maybe goes like that. I don't know. But I was like, I can't just leave this there at the estate sale. I have to get it for some reason. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I thought it was very cool and historical. And then at the same estate sale was this little hanky, and this is like, oh my goodness, so real vintage, you know, it's real. It's not some reproduction or something. And it's just, I can picture somebody during the war carrying this to remember their sweetheart. I don't know. Then this is very cool. It's pretty big. I guess it's like a dresser scarf. You can see how big it is. And these are linen in the centers and then crocheted around. I don't know how I'm going to cut this so that it doesn't unravel. I might end up with only the circle part of it in the end. I don't know. But there's a lot of them here, and I'll have to figure out how I'm going to use those. But I thought that they were pretty, I don't want to keep saying pretty cool, but they were pretty cool. And then this is pretty. This is a crocheted corner, the pretty flower there. And there's 3 of them on this side and just the crocheted edging on the other side. But I thought that that was very pretty too. And these are old. All of these linens, I believe, came from the same estate sale, and they had a lot of old stuff at that sale. So, and I didn't pay hardly anything for these. I was so surprised. I thought these things would go for a lot of money, and they didn't. Maybe like 50 cents and $1. I mean, it was very surprising. All right, that's all the linens. And now let's see what else I have here. Just some odds and ends of things. I got this bag of gold or brass. They look brass to me. Safety pins. There's quite a few of them in this bag, and I definitely can use those. And they were 50 cents. So that's a good buy. I picked these up at Goodwill. I don't usually go into Goodwill anymore. Our Goodwills they've redone them all, and they're mostly new merchandise. There's very little of the used merchandise. Sadly, I think that they send all the donations to the bins where they get destroyed. And the outlet store, the only outlet store anywhere near us, is like an hour away. I went there once, and I walked in the door, and it smelled so badly of urine. I just couldn't even pick through the bins. We looked at the books, and that was it, and we left because it was disgusting. So I don't give to Goodwill anymore, and I very rarely shop there. But I did go into the local Goodwill, and I did find these 2 things. They're journal covers. The elastic, I think, might need to be replaced. I don't know. I haven't made too many Traveler's Notebook style journals. Only one that I've started on. I haven't finished it even. So this will be just something for me to play with and experiment with. See if I can fancy the covers up a little bit. There's 2 of them, 2 different sizes. This one's a little bit more worn. The elastic's a little bit more worn out. And this one has some pockets in it, which is nice. So I'll play with those and see what I can come up with for journals on those. They were $1.18 each. I picked up at an estate sale this pin. I thought that that was just, I don't know, unique and different. It's a cowboy hat on a cowboy boot and a little rhinestone in the spur of the boot. I may at some point make a Western junk journal. I don't know if I will or not, but eventually I might someday. So this would go really good on the cover of it, don't you think? I think so. And I just realized I have a Band-Aid on my finger, and I'm sorry, that probably looked really bad in the picture. I'm taking it off. I had a mishap with these scissors. These are really, really sharp. I asked my husband to sharpen them one day, and he sharpened them to a point. I don't know if that's in camera or not, or if you can even see it, but these are super sharp. And I was sitting there doing some fussy cutting, and I sliced my finger, but it was weird because I didn't like break through the skin very much. It didn't bleed or anything. So it was kind of almost like a paper cut. That thing hurt. Oh my God. So every time I tried to use my finger, it would scrape on that tiny little cut. So I put a Band-Aid on it so it wouldn't scrape. Okay. Anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you that. I picked this up for a quarter, and I just realized when I was putting this stuff out, I think it's painted. So I don't know how well it's going to work. I don't know if it's actually painted, but it feels like it is. But it was just a quarter. So I'm going to, I'll try it, see if it works. If it works, it works. I don't care what the stamp looks like, as long as it stamps well. But I haven't tried it yet, so we'll see. A few little odds and ends here. I picked up these book plates, 50 cents for all of them, and they put the sticker right on the book plate. So that one may not be any good. Maybe. Oh, it's ripped. All right, we'll just get rid of that one. Okay, so I have the rest of these book plates. I don't know, they're nice to put in the front of your journals or on a tag or journaling card. Either way, because this one doesn't say this book belongs to or anything, so that's good. Picked up this little plastic case for 50 cents. I've got beads and things that I need to put in there. I picked up this little journal. It's books I've read. And I have a couple of these that are wine journals that I use. And so I was happy to find this books I've read one. And it's got a place to write your book titles and all about the books. And I like to tear these out and just stick them in the pocket of a journal. A little packet of heart-shaped doilies. These I got for 10 cents at an estate sale. I picked them up. They were just sitting on a shelf, and I went to cash out with all my other stuff, and I said, I don't know how much these are. They were just sitting there. She looks at them, and she says, 10 cents. I threw them in the bag. I was like, okay. So they're needle books, and they're old. They're very, very cool. I might end up giving these to my mother. This one is in excellent shape. I think it might be newer, but I think it's still old. There's no date on it. But it was sold for 19 cents at some point. My mother has been collecting these lately, so I think that I'm probably going to end up giving them to her, and then, you know, someday I'll get them back. But this one is very cool, and it's a little bit damaged at the top here, but it's still, I mean, you can just see the oldness in it, the vintagey feel to it. It's very cool. And I just don't think that I would use these in a journal just because I don't want to destroy them. This type of thing is history, you know. So those I don't think that I'm going to use in a journal. They will go in my mother's collection. And then every once in a while I find something for scrapbooking. These are just letters that I picked up at a thrift store somewhere. I have these cards. This I should have taken out of the package. I'm sorry. They are just little garden type cards. They're blank on the inside. So they're cute for a garden journal. And, you know, we can always use envelopes because we use a lot of envelopes. I use a lot of envelopes. And then I got some stationery. And these are cards. They are blank cards, but they've got some really pretty pictures on them. This is violets. I love violets. I miss violets. They don't grow here in Florida, but they grew in my backyard in Massachusetts when I was a kid. Strawberries. Magnolia, maybe? Not sure. Roses. And lily of the valley, which also does not grow in Florida. Both lily of the valley and violets grew wild in my backyard when I was growing up. I loved them. Loved them. And then I got these note cards. I just absolutely love this painting. And they're, you know, they're shiny, but they're blank on the inside. I don't care if they're shiny. I'm not concerned with everything being vintage looking. It doesn't have to be. You can do a journal that isn't vintage looking. And they're beautiful. And another set of paintings. And this one is kind of a cool set. It's got some different stuff in it. This first one is a card that opens up, and that's the inside, and it's like that, which I would probably just cut that part off. I'm not sure. Make a pocket out of it. Do something with it. So there's those, and there's what's more of the same. They're here somewhere. Just sheets of writing paper with the painting kind of watermarked on it, if you can see that. And then the envelopes have the painting on the inside of them, which is gorgeous. So that was a good little find. Of course, you get a little ribbon with them. And the box is pretty. And then this one has another pretty box with all the Victorian images. The paper isn't anything too fancy, but it's pretty. And then the envelopes are a pretty dusty pink color. So this will be good for a Victorian journal. And then I picked these up. I'm not really sure why. I just thought they were kind of cool. They are Roy Rogers trading cards. And they have like all different Western scenes. So if I'm going to do a Western journal, these will show up in that Western journal quite prominently. When I first saw them and picked them up, I thought that they might be like from the 50s or something, but they're not. They actually have a date on them, 1993. So they're vintage, but they're not from the 50s. They're from the 90s. But there's a whole big box of them. They're all like movie scenes. Here's one of the boxes that they came in. So, you know, they're not as old as I thought that they were going to be, but they're still cool, and I'll use them. Some of these will end up in my Etsy shop. If you're interested, keep an eye on that, because I will never use all of these cards. And I don't think that they're worth a whole lot because they're not as old as I thought that they were. Okay, now I'll do some of the books. This one, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I had a cold. And I have this lingering cough that I thought was gone. And I was hoping that I could do this without coughing and snorting on camera, but evidently not. So excuse me for that. This, some kind of a prayer book or something. It's in French. I believe that's French. Or Latin. Could be Latin. Since it is, I believe it's Catholic, because it has all these pictures in it. So that could be Latin. I do not know. If you know, you can let me know. Let all of us know in the comments below. So I'll probably use some of this for background paper, but I really bought it for the cover, the book itself. It is leather. It's got the gold edging on it. It's got just enough wear, but it's still in good shape that I can use it as a journal cover. And it's petite. It is, let me see, it is 2.5 inches by 4 inches. So 2.5 by 4 inches, and it is so pretty. So that's why I got that. This one I thought was like straight out of the 70s, but it actually has and it might be, It was given to the person in 82. So it could have been made in the 70s. There's no date in it anywhere. But it's a diary. And I thought those pages were just really cool. I don't know why they all... Oh, Mary. I'm looking at it and I'm like, why do they all have the 19th? I'm thinking that was like the day. That's the beginning of the year, 1982 or whatever. Really, Mary? So those pages are just really cool. That's why I got that for the pages. This is something different. Nutty notepad for writing those nutty notes to your likewise type friends. They're peanuts. And it says, from your nutty friend. The paper is slightly aged, so that's kind of cool. I just thought it was something different. It's got a 1974 date on the top. So that's just a fun little thing. And I picked this up, but upon looking at it closely, it's not in as good a shape as I thought it was. I wasn't worried about this, and I wasn't too worried about this because I would cover those. But once I looked at it more closely, the back binding is all torn. Now it's not torn all the way through, so I could probably reinforce it and use it anyway. But I don't know. We'll see. But what I do like about it is the divider cards. Now this one's a little bit dirty, but the other ones, they've got really cool patterns and designs on them. And they're all different. So those at least would be fun. And then of course the pages all have the vintage sewing graphics and everything. And there's all different sections and stuff. So I think that this will be fun to kind of take apart and look at that one. That's going to my 70s journal. So it's got some usable parts to it, even if I can't use the cover. So it's not a horrible purchase. It's okay. Let me see here. More books. I thought this one was kind of cool. It's a book of Royal Dalton figurines. And the pictures in it are just so cool. This will be cut up 2 pieces. Look at those. Won't those make fun pictures in a journal? I think that they're awesome. That'll be fun. And they're so colorful and they're very clear and I just like them. I like them a lot. Handwriting and the Emotions. Not sure. I did look at the date. 1954. This is a handwriting analysis book. So it has handwriting in it. All kinds of handwriting. Won't that be fun? Look at that. So many backgrounds in there. So many backgrounds. This one is a pretty old book. It's leather, which surprised me because it is a children's how and why library. And I'm not really sure of the inscription in it is dated 1940. So it is at least that old. And I could not find another date in it. Oh, yes, I did find another date in it. I'm sorry. Original date is 1909, and the latest copyright is 1934. The pages are a little bit glossy, but they're that old glossy, if you know what I mean. This book is written in, but there's some fun pictures in here. And it is old, and it is very vintage looking, and there's a variety of topics and subjects in here. I couldn't quite figure out. In the beginning, there's like different indexes. It's kind of weird. I couldn't quite figure the book out. At first, I just thought it was the index book in a series. Like this says book 1 and it has an index. And then over here, it has book 2 and an index. So I thought it was going to continue that way through the whole book. I was a little disappointed, but here's book 3 in the index. But I think that's where it ends, is with book 3. So I don't know if this whole book is books 1, 2, and 3 put together, or I don't know how they worked that. And I guess it really doesn't matter. Since I'm just cutting it up, those are kind of cool. The coloring of them is kind of cool. That's a nice one. That's pencil, so I think I can erase that. So that's just an interesting Wong Fu's Work and Play. I might want to read some of this. Oh, look at those pictures. That's pretty. And then this one, I have another book similar to this. They're from the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and it's a date book with paintings in it, or drawings, or pictures, or whatever. That one's from Wizard of Oz. And I use these, you can either use the full page as a page in the journal, or cut out the pictures. This one would be good, like folded right there. There's a lot of different ways that you can use these books. And I have a couple of them, and I really like them. So I pick those up whenever I see them. And let me see, I have some more books before I show you it's not a surprise thing, it's just, you'll laugh. But let me finish showing you the books first. This is just a photo album. That's a sticker somebody stuck on the front of it. Not a photo album, a scrapbook album, because if I can get these for $1, I pick them up. I have a closet full of them that I probably will never fill up, but you know, I have them just in case. So I picked up a few more books. They're heavy, so. Alright, this one, Better Homes and Gardens storybook. It has some classic stories in it. There's Little Black Sambo. There's some songs and poems, and it's just, that's a pretty picture. Just different graphics and stuff. Some of these pages are matte, and some of them are a little bit shiny, which is interesting. But there's fun pictures in there. And this is dated 1950. So that's a good one. The cover, I could probably use it. I'd have to reinforce the spine, I think, a little bit. It's already falling apart. When I see books in shape, this kind of shape, I don't have a problem cutting them up because they're falling apart, and what's going to happen to them anyway? Now these next books, I have a little bit of a problem cutting them up, but I don't think I will have too much of a problem. I have 3 of them, and they're the Dick and Jane books. And I have smaller versions of these that I picked up somewhere. These are bigger, which means the pictures are bigger. These are not vintage, but the pictures are original from the original books. And the original copyright was 1946. This particular book might be 1984. Let me show you what I'm looking at here. There's the different books that are all in this bigger book. And it has the original copyright and then the renewed copyright. But it doesn't have a date for this edition. So I'm not sure when this was actually published. But it's, yeah, this has got several of the Dick and Jane stories in it. Lots and lots of Dick and Jane pictures. This one is Dick and Jane and Friends Storybook Treasury, which is the same publisher, the same as the other one. It's just another book. And then this one, which is, again, the same. They're all the same. So lots and lots and lots of pictures in there to cut up. And they're not the originals, so I don't really have a problem cutting them up. And then this book, this is a big one, Wildflowers of America. This has some gorgeous pictures in it. The problem that I see with this one is that it is, the pictures are big. So I'm not sure how I'm going to use some of these pictures because they are so big. If you have any ideas on how to use pictures this big, let me know. I know I could turn them sideways and use them as a page, but I don't really want to turn them sideways because then they'll be sideways in the book. So I'm not sure how to work with these. Somebody let me know. But they're gorgeous. And there's some postcards stuck in here. Greetings from Appleton, Wisconsin. There's no date on it. Oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. But that's really gorgeous, gorgeous book. If I can figure out how to use it. I really like it. Okay. The moment you've all been waiting for. The last items, several of them, in my haul are, of course, my playing cards. I have to get them. I can't help it. Alright, this one is Seahorse. Isn't that pretty? I wish I had it for my beach journal when I made it. But that's a pretty one. These are new. They're new. They're not dirty at all. There's the Joker. He's kind of an ugly Joker. Let me see a face card. Sometimes the face cards are interesting. Nope, plain old cards. So there's nothing fancy about the cards themselves, but it has a seahorse on it. This one says do not use. I don't know why they didn't want to use them, but, and they are cut, and I think they cut them at the casinos for some reason. I don't know. Sorry. But look. Trump Castle Hotel and Casino. I don't know if that exists anymore. I don't know very much about Las Vegas, but I'm not sure if that exists. So that's why I bought these, for that reason, really alone. These will probably stay intact as they are just because of that. You know, I probably paid 50 cents for them, and they're probably not worth anything right now. But someday they might be. And then, look at this. $2 for this bag of cards. I know, but I can't, you don't pass that up when it's $2 for a whole bag of cards. You don't pass it up. Sorry. All right. There's only one deck in this here. It says Quebec Souvenir. That particular card is not in very good shape, but the other cards are in good shape. Nothing special about the face cards or anything, but I just thought that was a really cute card there. These are unopened, I believe. I don't want to break that seal. This has a seal on it. I don't want to break the seal, but that's the card that's inside. I don't know why I don't want to break the seal. I just don't for right now. These are obviously vintage. I don't think they do that anymore. I don't really know anything about playing cards. I just like them. This one's kind of cool. Look at that ace. These are silver edged. Not that you would know that if you had an individual card, but the deck looks cool. And it has this little scene on it. I'm guessing he's going out to play cards and she's upset about it. I don't know. Nothing unusual about the face cards, but again, the cards themselves are really cool. And you know, these old ones, I like the boxes too. That box is cool. And this deck here, these are really cool. She's a little lady dancing with her dog. And I don't think that, yeah, the face cards aren't anything special. And these are well used. These have been used. But they're vintage. Right now in my Etsy shop, I think I only have one set of cards listed because I sold the others. I'm so happy about that. So thank you if you're watching and you bought some of my cards. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the little sales that I make. Now these, two of these are cool. The cards inside are not anything too fancy, but look at this leather case. Isn't that cool? And I have two of them. Bark River Culvert and Equipment Company. Complete service from 6 modern plants. As near as your telephone. Isn't that cool? The cards that were in there, these duck cards, they're, ew. They're all stuck together. I don't think I'm going to be doing anything with these cards except maybe throwing them away. I don't know. I'll have to see if I can salvage them. I'm not sure if I can. They're kind of gross. But the card case, that's for a serious card player, I'm telling you. I don't really play cards. I do play cards sometimes with my kids and stuff, but I'm not like this big time card player. I don't know how to play bridge or pinochle or canasta or any of those. I just like cards. And then this case is a little bit more pliable from the same company. And another duck card. These are, I can move these. I don't think there's nothing special about them, but I just wanted to get these cases. And I think I paid like, I don't know, 50 cents each for these cases. I think they're cool. And then that's it. That's it. I actually bought something else that I was going to show you and I forgot to bring it in here again. But maybe in the next haul I'll remember to bring it in and show you that. It's a set of 12 books that I got and they're kind of cool. But I don't have them. They're in the other room. Okay, so that's it. So thanks for watching and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.